Hey everybody, it's Eddie J on Crypto for GrowMyBag.tv. Hope you're having a good one. Wow. So what's the big news? The big news is that we had a flash crash yesterday, hit down to $90,000. So if you were quick, you were able to buy in if you had some dry powder. If you weren't, then you just rode it because it was a flash. It really was a flash crash. People are saying that, well, when it gets too frothy, right? When it gets too frothy and it's too high up, you'll have that happen, right? Same thing at the bottom. If it gets too low, you'll have that happen. Same thing. Luckily, it was just a flash in the pan. Sorry. But you understand what I'm talking about, right? Other big news is that David O. Sachs of PayPal fame has been appointed the AI and crypto czar for the White House. Now, before you start running around asking stupid questions, you know, does this guy have the chops, blah, blah, blah. He's part of the PayPal mafia. He's a member of the PayPal mafia. Go look them up. He's got the chops. He really does. I might not like his politics, but he's not a dumb guy. He's very smart. He's very smart. So I'm itching to see what he has to say about what's coming out and things like that. You can catch him in his thoughts on the All In podcast. Very interesting, very very interesting pick. So I want to see where he goes with his thoughts and and regulations that he wants to put forward, regulations that he wants to drop. I definitely want to see what his next actions are. Right now, everybody's just living off the name, right? But he's a very well known character. Very well known. The masses might not know him, but if you know PayPal, you know him, right? So yeah, it's going to be an interesting ride. Very interesting ride. OpenSea. OpenSea is speculated to be starting a new coin. I don't know. Now it makes sense, right? Seems like all the exchanges out there have a coin, and I'm sitting there and I'm just going, okay, how are you going to use the coin? A lot of these coins just get started and they just become money makers and they just make money off the coin. Some places actually use the coin, for their transactions and things like that. But I want to see if OpenSea does it, what they're going to use it for. But it seemed interesting to me to kind of watch out for that because OpenSea is, you could say arguably they're the biggest in the NFT space. So if they're going to start a new coin, it really makes me wonder, what are they doing as a business? You know what I mean? It sounds kind of interesting. First step in the roadmap, I want to pay attention to that because I keep telling people, NFTs, were huge back in the day, and then people say, oh, they went away. No, they didn't. They didn't go away. They kind of died down a little bit. They didn't go away. What was it? 2 weeks ago, I told you about somebody who took a loan out on one of the crypto punks one-offs, got a $2.75 million loan. So the NFT space has not died. Mind you, NFTs actually have use cases. So you gotta show that sector some respect. So I'm dying to find out, what's going on. If they plan on launching a token, there's got to be a reason why. It can't just be, oh, we just wanted a token. That doesn't make sense. So I definitely want to check that out. Something else that caught my attention: Semler Scientific bought another 303 Bitcoin, bringing their total amount to 1,873 Bitcoin. I want you to think about that. Let that wash over you for a second. When you start hearing about these companies that are saying, "Oh, we're gonna start adding Bitcoin to, to our treasury," blah blah blah. Some of these companies are dead serious. Dead serious. There was a company that I reported last night that was adding not just Bitcoin to their coffers. It's called WorkSport, publicly traded company. They're also adding XRP. Whoa. Tell me that's not a mind blower right there. For me, that is. That really is interesting to me. Something else that caught my attention. So the CEO of Google, what's his name? Sundar Pichai. I'm sorry if I really do apologize if I'm butchering that name. I hate butchering people's names. But he's saying the low-lying fruit era of AI is at an end. The next level is going to have to kick in, and it's going to be a lot harder, right? A lot more time, a lot more. It's just going to be more. Low-lying fruit is easy. It's, that's the easy stuff to get to. The next steps all the way up or become more difficult. And that's all he's pointing out, that, it's pretty much over in 2025. 2025, that low-lying fruit thing, yeah, that'll be a wrap. But luckily, you already have quantum computers out by Honeywell, and Microsoft is saying in 2025 they're going to have their quantum computers out. Talk about having the power to do some stuff. That'll be interesting. That will be interesting. Australia is launching an educational program around digital assets because they're saying literacy is really low. Australia, if you're listening, give me a call. You need to buy crypto foundations for building multi-generational wealth. That's all I'm saying. I highly recommend that. We've got a 10-week course that can actually back up that book. So if you really want to introduce education, give me a buzz. I'll be happy to. DC Wallet partners with the Indian government. Why? Because the Indian government is starting to push the digital rupee. And I mean push. They're trying to get companies to buy into the digital rupee. And I want you to stop and think about that. That's no joke. That is absolutely no joke. People aren't realizing necessarily. I think governments already know, right? Having a CBDC, because that's what digital rupee is. It's a CBDC. Having a CBDC gives you quite the control over your population in terms of money, straight up money, to be able to control it down to in the United States, down to the penny. Oh yeah, you can use it. Oh no, you can't. That kind of power. You get it, but you can't use it. It's that kind of power. It sounds insane, but it literally is that kind of power. And to be able to track who has what specifically. Do you think that blockchain will be public? Yeah. I want you to stop and think about that. So it's funny that, they're forging ahead. And then you have the EU doing the same thing. They've come out with new rules to bring the digital euro to the next level. And I'm sitting back and I'm going, people are not liking this idea. The financial industry is not liking this idea. Talk about the power that governments would wield over that space. That's actually pretty freaking scary to me. I don't know about you, but it's pretty damn scary to me. Then you have central banks pushing, just in general, CBDC development. France launching the Euro P stablecoin. I'm telling you, you need to start paying attention to this stuff. Because it's happening while people are still in the dark when it comes to digital assets. And then when it hits, they'll be like, but what happened? What happened? This is what happened. You weren't paying attention. You weren't doing your own research every day. Because if you were, you'd find stuff like that. It's in my notes, so I know what's coming. So I'm wondering, you're talking about something where governments could literally say, sure, you can have our CBDC, you can't use anything else, and no, you cannot flip our CBDC over to any other exchange that is outside of our control. They could easily say, no, you're not allowed to buy crypto with it. You see how that starts to, yeah. Pay attention. What else is going on? You have the Bitcoin flash crash. It dropped down to $90,000, just above $90,000, and it was quick. It was boom, boom. It was quick. People got wrecked in a heartbeat. In the blink of an eye, you saw longs get wrecked because they're leveraging. Pay attention to these things. Don't play with money that you can't afford to lose, is what I'm going to tell you. Absolutely not. Do not play with money that you can't afford to lose. You understand? Anyway, you know what we should do? That's right. We should get into the numbers. All right, let me move this out of the way. Let's start with the losers. This whole list is, yep, the whole list is losers. So we'll start from the top. IOTA's down 11.53%. That's a 10.96 GMBX factor. VeChain is down 10.54. I'm sorry, my bad. IOTA's down 11.53. VeChain is down 10.54. I did say it right. It's just similar numbers off by a point. VeChain has a 3.34 GMBX factor. Do I think they can do it? Actually, yeah, I do. We had a long talk about VeChain last night, so it's funny. You should check out last night's video. BSV is down 8.44%, GMBX factor of 5.30. I don't muck around with BSV. I don't. Algorand is down. I like Algorand. It's an unsung hero. Down 8.16%, GMBX factor of 7.03. Do I think they can do it? I don't know, but it's a dependable blockchain. I'll tell you that. Ondo's down 7.15, GMBX factor of 0.16. Why is that? Oh, I don't know, because it keeps hitting new highs at the moment. So yeah, that's nothing. That's nothing. That's profit taking. That's what that is. Kronos, we were talking about that a couple of weeks ago. It's down 7.53%. It's got a GMBX factor of 3.84. Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't follow Kronos anymore. I don't follow Flow anymore. Flow is at 7.38 as a loss. And then you have it at 36.86 as a GMBX factor. Yeah, no. If you ask me, no. Stacks is down again. I think this is the second day in a row that it's down. 7.03% down, a GMBX factor of 0.43. I like Stacks. I absolutely like Stacks. I pay attention to Stacks. I even have a bag of Stacks. Not a huge bag, but I have a bag of Stacks. Something else I'm starting to pay attention to again is a waking giant. I mean, Polkadot. Down 6.63%, GMBX factor of 4.35. Do I think Polkadot could do it? Abso-freaking-lutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. Somebody had to remind me the other day, Polkadot is also a part of the connective tissue. Just saying, pay attention to some of these blockchains that you think aren't doing anything. Pay attention to what's going on top of those blockchains. I would tell you to do that. I would absolutely tell you to do that. SNEC is down 6.48%, GMBX factor of 0.12. Again, profit taking because it's setting new highs. Who else am I paying attention to? HBAR down 6.37%, GMBX factor of 0.98. Do I think it can do it? Absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. Ethereum name service is down 6.1%, GMBX factor of 1.09. Do I think it can do it? Yes. Straight up. Straight up. Let's take a look at the winners, of which there are a lot. Wow, the whole list is nothing but winners. So let's pay attention. Wow, that's interesting. XDC is down 10.34%, has a GMBX factor of 1.38. XDC, we had this conversation last night as well. XDC is not a, sorry, I didn't have my picture up, so nobody was actually following me. XDC is actually not something that was built for the retail investor. It was built specifically for institutional. I mean, I think they're working with 10,000 banks or something like that. Yeah. So if you had your hands on XDC, I did. I broke even and I sold. Why? Because it wasn't doing anything before, but now it is. Look at it. It's saying I'm up 10.34%. Don't you wish? And I'm kind of like, not really. Where it's up to now, that's pretty much where I bought. So I'm kind of like, yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good. I'm all right. I don't miss it. When I make a decision, I don't dwell on the decision. I've done what I've done. I might look behind to see, did I make the right decision? But I don't dwell on it. I don't beat myself up on, oh, look at what I did, I won. Oh, look what I did, I lost. No, I don't care. I made my decision based on the data that I had at the hand at that moment. Other than that, yeah, I'm done. I made my decision. I'll live with it. I'm cool with that because I did my own research. I know my entries and exits, and I invest deliberately. The GMB3. Pay attention to the GMB3. That will help you. Absolutely. SUI is up 8.37%, GMBX factor of 0.07. Why? Again, it keeps hitting new highs. Don't sleep on SUI. I would implore you not to sleep on SUI. Who else? Helium is something I pay attention to. Up 8.04%, GMBX factor of 5.19. Do I think you can do it? Possible. It's possible. I don't have the strongest of confidence in that, but it's possible. Artificial Superintelligence Alliance is up, 5.83%. It's got a GMBX factor of 0.70. Imagine. Yeah, I think it can do it. I absolutely think it can do it. It's in the right space. It's absolutely in the right space. Let's see. We're getting the jobs numbers later on today. We should be paying attention to that. Where is it? 8:30 a.m. we get the jobs numbers. That will be interesting. That will tell a lot. The Fear and Greed Index is at 72. DeFi Llama, we're at $148 billion, $148.76 billion in total value locked. Not bad. Let's take a look at this. So you see that flash crash. That's when it happened. Right there. That flash crash was right there. It went all the way down. This one only says 92, but it had gone all the way down to like 90. Right? It had gone all the way down to like 90, and then it started coming back. And now it's just kind of bumping along. But remember this? I want you to pay attention. Look at how long we lingered between 93,434 and 99,655. Look how long that is. We had a little bump below, and look at that. We had a little bump above, and we're still traveling within that space for the most part. More consolidation before we go up. So, is it a gift? Is the dip a gift? Where we are right now, is it a gift? You tell me for your bags what you think it is right now. Looking at the big board, this is why I use the GMB crypto tracker, right? And it's because it helps me put all of this in line. HBAR, to me, that's an opportunity. Pole, I think that's an opportunity. SHIB, I think that's an opportunity. Link is an opportunity. Pepe, Stacks. I mean, just look at all these opportunities. The GMB crypto tracker enables me to actually pinpoint where I need to be with the most potential. XRP, yeah, I think that's got potential. DOT, potential. XLM, potential. ADA, potential. For those of you that like Tron setting new records. It's up at that point where you have to start looking beyond the GMBX factor. That's where the GMBY factor comes in, and we'll talk about that when we launch. Anyway, then you have these numbers. Have you been sleeping on Ethereum? Remember it was in the teens? Remember it was red? Now you're looking at 69. Is it near the 132? Not at all. But are you looking at that 69? Not bad. People sleep on Ethereum, and I don't know why. Definitely connective tissue. Ethereum is just one of those things that a lot of projects exist on. Ethereum, Polkadot, BNB Chain, Chainlink. These are platforms that people rely on. Aave, Uniswap. I'm telling you, there are a lot of names that we could start rattling off as connective tissue. Those are some of them. Pay attention to this stuff. It will really help you out when you start to get educated. When you start to do your own research, you really start to understand what's going on. The first stage is finding the dots, finding the pearls of information. Then it's connecting the dots and drawing that picture. Then it's adding color to that image to make it vivid for you. I'm telling you, this is why I do what I do, so I can stay on top of it all. And there is a lot to stay on top of. Anyway, this is Eddie J on Crypto for GrowMyBag.tv. I hope you enjoy what I'm doing. I enjoy it. If you do, smash the likes, tell your friends about us, and definitely become a big bagger. You want to know why you want to become a big bagger? We have a monthly video conference call. It's a private video conference call between all of the big baggers where we share information. This month, we'll be talking about, we'll be talking about tokenization, Proppy, Mantra, Peak, and IAG. To start. How's that? To start. Being a big bagger is not how much you have in your pocket. It's about how much you have here. It's your mindset. That's what makes you a big bagger. So become a member. Go over to growmybag.tv/sign-up and get it done. Anyway, everybody, this is Eddie J on Crypto for growmybag.tv. I hope you Have a good one. Speak with you later on tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Friday Flips.